What's up, everyone? Thanks for listening to the Average Nerd Podcast. It's your boys, the Average Nerds. We're just a bunch of average guys talking about nerdy stuff. I'm your host, Juan. Joining us today, we have pretty boy Jorge,
I don't want to grow up.
Vallejo's finest Jay, our resident Pokemon master Dave,
I choose you.
and the last OG himself, Av.
Yo.
All right, fellas, how's everyone doing today?
Doing all right.
We're all good. I think
Awesome.
I feel like you, Juan, because I kind of just took a nap and feel kind of discombobulated.
Oh, yeah. Before we got on the podcast today, we were supposed to film at 8 o'clock. It is now 8:34 p.m. I woke up at like 7:55, and I was like, oh, shoot. What year is it? Like, have you ever seen that movie Jumanji, the first one with Robin Williams? I was like, with the beard and the long hair. That was me.
What year is it?
Cool. Well, hope everyone's doing okay today. What we like to do every week is have a getting to know you question, our GTK of the day. Today's GTK of the day, if you can go to a convention anywhere, real or fictional, where and would it be and why? I'll start things off. So the place I would go to, I don't know if anyone's seen, well, you guys have to have seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Ooh.
I would go to Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory and have a
Ooh.
convention there because everything would be edible and delicious.
Do you think you have the responsibility to not mess that up and touch something and get kicked out, though?
Ooh.
That's true.
Think of all those
You stole
hazards
fizzy
too.
lifting drinks and touched the rope.
That was pretty good.
Would it be cool to like see the Oompa Loompas like trying to like designate people's in line for like the fig pin line? Like,
They're all waving their hands.
having holding the sign that says line starts here.
Line capped.
Line caps. Passing out wristbands. That would be pretty funny.
Okay, so what I decided on, man, I hope none of you guys chose this, but if you could go anywhere, where would it be for a convention? I picked the Oasis from Ready
Oh,
Player One, right?
yeah.
Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
One, because I think it would be germ-free. Everyone would be safe. We could all interact with each other. Two, you don't have to worry about carrying your stuff around or bringing it back to the hotel or flying it back because it would all be purchased virtually and you would have it shipped to your house. But you get to look at it, of course, like it's actually there. You would just get it shipped towards you. And I think cosplay would be a lot better.
Yeah. Right.
A lot
Yeah.
easier.
A lot easier. Definitely easier. And
It would
less
be-
sweaty.
It would basically be Animal Crossing.
It is
It
kind of
would
like
be.
an Animal
Yeah, kinda.
Crossing. I have a follow-up question for that, Jorge.
Yeah.
I guess what kind of gear would you be sporting, or like, is there any pop culture references that you'd be like wearing or base your character around, your avatar? I mean,
Ooh, that's a good question. Like not a full cosplay, but more so homage to certain pop culture.
yeah, because you know how like Artemis had the Akira bike. Forget the name of the main character, but he had the
Wade.
DeLorean.
Oh yeah.
I actually really like the DeLorean, but I think I would go with a Megazord in my back pocket.
Whoa!
I'd be walking around with a Megazord.
Nice.
Like all five combined in one robot, or like just like the pterodactyl or the T-Rex?
I'd go with all five.
Nice.
The OG Megazord, all five.
Can we all be controlling each of the Zords or something?
Oh, we can all travel together. What would you form, Dave?
I'd form the leg.
Left leg or right?
Left.
Or middle.
Mine's not as fun or entertaining. Any convention anywhere. For me, because of how everything went down this year, I'd want it to be in Seoul, South Korea. And it's just bitter because for our wedding anniversary this year, we were supposed to be in Seoul, South Korea, and we didn't get to go. So if I can be anywhere, that's kind of where I want to go. I mean, I had a lot planned for that whole place. So.
Oh, is there a particular kind of convention you'd like to have in Seoul?
Mm, not sure, really. It doesn't really, realistically, it doesn't really matter. I just want to be in Korea. That's all.
Mine's would be a supernatural convention, which they already have. It's usually held in San Francisco at some like hotel. I think it's the Hyatt Regency or something like that. But this is a common question that comes up at SDCC or even like their own convention every year. Is that would you guys they'd have to ask the cast like if they'd be interested in filming an episode at the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California.
Oh,
Yeah. So if I could have a con, I would maybe say over there. So for those not familiar with the Winchester Mystery House, it's basically a mansion built by the Winchester family because their family was haunted by all the ghosts that were killed by a Winchester rifle. And they basically had Sarah Winchester. She was the owner of the mansion, but they basically had her build a house kind of like, and it's kind of like a maze. Like they have rooms and rooms inside rooms, staircases that go to nowhere and everything. Yeah, it's a pretty like wild house.
I heard like basically she just kept building to kind of trick the ghosts from like following her, so that
Yeah,
you get tricked to go into different rooms and things like that. Is
yeah.
I don't really watch Supernatural. Are they the Winchesters?
I want to say that they're related to, but I'm not quite sure. I kind of forgot. I might need to look that up later on.
That definitely would be a scary convention. Uh, I would
That'd be,
open a door and then fall 5 feet
that'd be pretty
or
cool.
5 floors down. 5 feet's not that far. Cool. And then last but not least, we have our boy
All
Ash.
right. All right, all right. So mine's, I guess I took the easy way out. There's no, it's not fictional or anything, but I'd love to go. Well, this year I was supposed to go to my first Star Wars celebration
Ooh,
held in Anaheim, but it got probably. I don't know if it's officially canceled yet, but it's probably gonna be canceled.
Yeah.
So they move around. I think every year. This year happened to land in Anaheim, and we're in California. And I said, okay, if it's coming to Anaheim, we're gonna go. Me and my son are big Star Wars fans, so yeah. So I would pick Star Wars Celebration, and I would actually move it here in the Bay Area or in the Bay Area
yeah.
Yeah.
because I mean, why not? Skywalker Ranch is in the Bay Area.
Mhm.
You
True.
know, I don't know why they didn't think of that, having it in the Bay Area, but that I mean, I would go to that in an instant. So,
And travel would be just so much easier.
oh yeah, you don't have to pay for hotel or anything. It's just you're there. We're all there.
I think the things with cons in the Bay Area is that it's one hard to find a convention center big enough for a con that big.
Mhm.
Anaheim Convention Center is definitely one of the bigger ones, and two, I think the city of like San Francisco, I I don't know if I'm remembering this right, was just charging way too much to use the
Yes.
convention centers.
Yeah.
That's why WonderCon
That's why WonderCon left.
used to be in
Yeah.
San Francisco, but they
Yeah.
left because it was way cheaper to be in Anaheim.
Yeah, that was another one I was thinking about bringing WonderCon back because WonderCon's getting a little more popular now.
For sure.
When it was here in the Bay Area, when it was in San Francisco, it wasn't. I mean, I went to a few and it was pretty light. There was nothing too exciting going on.
Yeah, I was actually a student at Academy of Art, so I was downtown in San Francisco a lot when WonderCon was going on,
Mhm.
and like it was super relaxed. I didn't have a ticket. I just walked into the
Yeah.
convention center
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like,
it was like
oh,
that.
there's
back then.
Kristen Bell. Like, oh shit, what?
Yeah, it was like that. And I mean, it's never gonna go back to that, that easy, easy access to things. But I mean, it'd be nice to have a big con in the Bay Area again.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Great answers from everyone. The reason why we're talking about conventions, by the way, and what our dreams destinations would be, big news. Probably the biggest news for all you nerds out there is that the San Diego Comic-Con, which was supposed to be in July. No, July?
Yes.
Has
Yeah.
officially been canceled. So not postponed to later this year, but canceled. So the next Comic-Con will be July of 2021. Fingers crossed. With that in mind, it was really cool of them to actually allow folks who had tickets to actually roll over to 2021 if you want. or get a refund. That being said, it's probably going to be almost impossible to get a ticket next year if you didn't already have one, just because I'm guessing a lot of folks are just rolling over their tickets to next year. So they're probably not going to release that many more tickets next year. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
So real quick, I haven't really followed up on all of it, but with it being pushed over, did people have to do anything for the rollover stuff, or did
No.
it just roll over? And if you want a refund, you have to ask for the refund.
That's exactly
Okay.
it. That's exactly it. Yeah.
They made it pretty smooth. I think in the email they said you could either follow with the steps to get the refund, and otherwise you just have to do nothing and the tickets will automatically roll over to next year.
Okay.
Which is probably the smartest thing for them to do, because I have a feeling a majority of folks are just going to want to roll it over. So it's less work for them to do.
Yeah, that process is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Before Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's too bad for people that wanted to try again for next year, but you know, there's not much to complain about, because what else can they do? I think they would have more irate customers if they said, just here's a refund and then try again next year.
Yeah.
Knowing how hard it is to get a Comic-Con badge, you know, it's going through it and getting it, it's such a relief. So not for I mean, I think we all have tickets, right? We all had tickets for this year, or badges for this year.
I feel like this year is probably like one of the smoothest years for all of us to get tickets.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I think the reason why is because we've built such a big community within the collecting community that we had, like, I want to say 20 to 30 people all trying to get tickets for each other, which is pretty cool. And when you have that many people, it's like we were getting tickets for like my brother-in-law, who like I haven't talked to in a minute. Like, so like it was just like we had a ticket and we're like, who needs a ticket? Because I'm in line right now, and we're like trying to figure out who to get a ticket for. So we had like an abundance of tickets this year, which was actually pretty cool.
I think the Coopers talked about this on their podcast, Geek Together, another good Fanatic podcast. They were saying that more commonly there's a lot of people starting these buying groups, and I think that if you're kind of in a buying group where everyone's covering each other, you obviously have a higher success rate.
Sure.
So I think, like you said, back to what you were saying, because we have such a good community, we've been able to cover each other so far.
For sure. Well, with that being said, Comic-Con getting canceled, what are some of the things that you guys are most disappointed in being canceled? Let's flip it and turn it positive. What's some of the things that you're most hyped to see next year?
Do you want to kick it off, Juan? Do you have any ideas?
I really want to see like more panels. I've never been to a Hall H panel myself. I think if I go and actually camp out, I really want to go to a Marvel panel. But I feel like this year they really didn't have that much to announce. But like next year would be like even better.
Yeah, because now they kind of have to double down.
Exactly.
Yeah, they usually go pretty big with those Marvel panels too. I think the most memorable one was the one when Loki came on stage.
Oh yeah, and he was like, "Say my name."
Yeah.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, next year, if I'm able to get in, we're gonna get either Fantastic Four or an X-Men announcement.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
An X-Men announcement.
Yeah.
Please.
To piggyback on what you said, I think that's probably my answer too, Juan.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the things I was looking forward to, because last year we only had Saturday and Sunday badges, right? The two of us. And last year was my first year, so we didn't get to really do too many panels because we spent a lot of the time on the floor. I think I lined up with Dave for the Sesame Street panel. Was it Sesame Street?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I ended up leaving. So I really didn't go to any panels last year at all. And I think that was one of the things I was looking forward to, being that we had a 4-day pass or 4-day badge. I was going to try to take advantage of that time and go to more panels also. So 2021, that's probably one of the things I'm really looking forward to, is checking out more panels as well.
Yeah, I definitely like recommend it if you guys enjoy like this kind of like podcast interview format, where it's just, you know, creators talking about things. Panels is definitely something that you guys will enjoy.
That reminded me, Funcast, the official Funko podcast, seeing them live is something I've been wanting to do for years, and I haven't had a chance to.
You've
So-
not done that yet, huh?
No, I haven't,
didn't
and
know
Oh man,
I've been
Yeah.
really wanting to do that. So that's probably on the top of my list as far as panels I'm excited to go to.
For sure.
yeah, definitely. Like I would say, like Funcast live recordings are. It's not on the same level of like Fun Days, but then like you have like all those Funko fanatics in one room and everything. So there's definitely like an energy there, and it's like super fun.
Speaking of fun days, so with Comic-Con getting canceled, that most likely means that Fun Days is canceled as well, or postponed to 2021. Hopefully next year they can go even bigger. Kind of not just because they didn't have it this year, but just as a celebration of us all getting back together. What's some of the themes that you guys would want to see for next year for Fun Days?
Naturally, the only things that popped in my head were previous themes.
Right.
Same. I'm just thinking of the years that we went or other years that have happened. I would really like, and I think this was done 3 years ago, but I didn't get to go. So I would want to see a space themed year.
Ooh,
Hmm.
that one was fun.
That was 2017,
Yeah.
right? When it was more
Yeah,
space.
the
So
intergalactic circus.
yes.
that was the theme.
See,
Yeah.
I would have loved that one, but
Those are when they gave out the Freddy Fluxes, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah,
my favorite Freddy Funko variation.
for sure.
Yeah,
They didn't start doing themes until what, like 4 years ago, maybe?
Well,
5?
technically, it wasn't the very first Fun Days themed as like a mad scientist?
Oh, that's true.
like,
That's true. Yeah.
giving the cereal and all that.
Yeah, that is true. But when I think when Brian took over the company, it just became a all-out party
Mm.
giveaway. Here, thank you fans, thank you fanatics for supporting the company type thing.
And then they brought
And then,
Mike back, and then Mike was the one who
Right.
brought back the themes, right?
that there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Juan, did you have a certain theme that you wanted to?
Yeah, I'm surprised
See?
they haven't done a superhero theme yet.
Oh, that would be a good one
Yeah.
because it's Comic-Con
It's
or
Comic-Con,
SDCC. Yeah.
superhero. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that's like almost a no-brainer. Picture all the different superhero variants of Freddy that you can get. Granted, it'll probably just be a Freddy head on like a sculpt of like Spider-Man or something, but still, it'd be pretty dope.
well, I think there are some superhero Freddys, and there's some Stan Lee Freddys as well too, right?
There
Yeah.
are, yes.
Like there's
But,
Superman Freddys, there's Stan Lee where he's like opening the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that
Like
from a
a
theme,
real
or that was just
one,
that was just one of those that they gave away, and it was
That was
no theme?
that was one of the non-themed ones. I think was Freddy Flux or the Intergalactic one the first themed one that they brought back? What was the one before that?
The year before was
The award
Willy
show
Wonka.
run, right?
Yeah.
They did like
Oh,
the
gotcha.
award show type
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had like
2016.
Willy Wonka and like the Ninja Turtles, I think, or something. I forget. I wasn't able
Oh,
to go to
that's
that
cool.
one.
That was the year they gave out the 1 in 10
The gold.
golden
2-pack,
Willy
yeah.
Wonka
Yeah.
and Oompa Loompa. Yeah.
Oh.
And they only gave 5 of those away at the Fun Days itself. I think the other 5 were given to, I don't know, elite fans or something. I don't know. But 5. I remember they said like if you have this certain ticket in your box of fun or something, you win the special prize. And yeah, 5 people went up and got it. And those are
Crazy. That's less than what they had for Golden Hopper, because Golden Hopper was like
yeah.
2 tables worth,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Yeah, 40. I think Golden Hopper was 1 in 40.
Yeah, it's 40.
Gold Luke Skywalker was 1 in 80, I think. So yeah, that 2-pack of the Willy Wonka and Oompa Loompa, that's a ultra grail for some people.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully next year they go big, whatever the theme may be. Even if they don't do a theme, it'll just be great to see all the fanatics back together. Hopefully we can get tickets. Those are tickets that actually never went out yet. I do know that they gave away a pair of tickets to a winner of their virtual con. So fingers crossed that whoever won those or get it rolled over to next year.
That was
Yeah.
Wes and Kelly, Vinyl for
Wes and
Blood,
Kelly.
and Shally on the forum, Funko forum.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They got
hopefully
an amazing prize pack. I don't know if you guys saw all the other stuff they got on top of the Fun Days tickets. Man, they got
Yeah.
a pretty good prize pack. It was
Yeah.
filled with protos, autograph pops, old vinyls, keychain or not keychain, sorry, pins. I think the new pins that came
Yeah,
Oh
out,
yeah,
they're buttons, boutons.
Bhutan.
boutons, the new
Bouton.
bouton. I had a question. I just to go back a little bit. I don't know if Jay and Av got to say what they were looking forward to.
I mean, I only had a day, and I was going to be potentially flying into San Diego from another trip. So realistically, the main thing I was looking forward to was just to kick it with everybody. It's always nice to be with everyone at the convention and stuff and see all the craziness.
That's another thing we're wondering. If you only had certain amount of days, will they allow us to still try and get tickets for the days that we don't have next year?
That's what I was
Yeah.
curious about. That's why I was wondering if people had to request the refund or they just canceled it unless you said I want to keep it. Because if you had to request to keep it, you know, that might open up a bunch of tickets for people like me who don't read their email all the time.
That's true.
Yeah.
For me, what I'm looking forward to is just seeing what Funko does as far as like their virtual presence, like what they did with Emerald City Comic Con, which was bigger because everybody was still at Funko. For WonderCon, it was really small scale because nobody was in the office because of the quarantine and shelter in place. But just to see what they're planning to do this July, what they're gonna do with their exclusives, what exclusives they're still planning to release, because there's still a chance they might not have everything because of international shipping and all this stuff that they're from their manufacturers. So I'm just interested to see how it plays out for them as a company and what they do for the fans if they do something.
It also brings up the fact that they're cutting down on their production for pops for the rest of this year, right?
For those who don't know, Av is actually one of Funko's retailers, so he has a direct account with Funko. And it's got leaked, so I doubt you're going to get in trouble if we talk about it, Av. But they actually sent out an email to all the retailers letting them know that a lot of the products that were promised to them this year are getting postponed or canceled altogether. That in mind, did they give you a list of what was getting canceled at all by any chance?
From that last email that was leaked, I mean, everyone knows. I mean, it's retailers get these emails with up news and updates from the company. But this last email, they didn't give any particular product on what was being held or what was not being. It was a general like statement saying like, okay, we're going to stop, or we're not going to release pretty much all of the 2020 stuff that we had announced. I think I need to read the email again, but to summarize the email, that's what it basically said. There's an email before where they said that they were going to cancel a few things, and some of the bigger things that was on that list was new pops, new My Hero Academia pops. There's a few that they took off the list.
Oh, they canceled some of those.
Yeah, they canceled. I mean, I don't want to say they canceled. They put on hold. They put on hold Best Jeanist. They put on hold. I think the regular. Is it Mina? Is that her name?
Yeah.
Mina. Yeah, they have a
Ashido.
GameStop exclusive. Yeah, so her regular issue has been put on the back burner, and then there's Gummy Bears, the old '80s cartoon.
No.
Oh no.
Gummy bear.
The Boys, the Amazon TV show, The Boys.
Oh, the boys cut?
Yeah, those are being postponed.
I think the one I'm most disappointed in are the Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Ducks.
Oh.
Yes, the movie, The Mighty Ducks. Those pops have been held back as well, and yeah, that's. I think a lot of people were excited. I mean, it's kind of an obscure line because it's who's gonna want Gordon Bombay as a Funko Pop, but
I do.
in reality, yeah,
sure.
there's a lot of people that want it. There's a lot of people
Goldberg, Charlie
in our,
Conway. Come on,
our
man.
age group that grew up with the Mighty Ducks, and it's that nostalgia factor that Funko
For
gets
sure.
everybody. And
Line
that's
them up.
one. I think that's one of the top ones.
Speaking of Mighty Ducks, actually, something that got announced a little off topic was that there is going to be a Disney Plus show revolving around the Mighty Ducks and Coach Bombay coming back, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's why the pops were being released to kind of coincide.
Yeah, for the marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that we all enjoy about Funko is that there are these like niche like fandoms that they tap into that like no one else would. Like
For sure.
who else makes like Mighty Ducks like products and stuff?
It's crazy the amount of things that are coming back now. Like I just saw a trailer the other day for Saved by the Bell is coming back.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
First
that's
class and like AC Slater's in it and who else is in it?
Jesse.
Everyone.
I think
Zach's in it.
oh,
Yeah.
Zach's in it
Everyone's
too?
coming back.
It's mainly like AC, right, as a coach.
Yeah.
But then I think
yeah.
everyone else is gonna be like making their little
Cameos.
cameos.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I think the story revolves around the school with Jesse and Zach and Kelly's kids. I think at
Yeah.
the high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Slater is the
And Zach is the governor of California.
The governor of California.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that going off of like a joke they had or something in an episode?
I don't know.
feel like it
Maybe.
would be.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
But I feel like that fits very perfectly for him, though.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Kelly Kapowski.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was my very
Who
first
isn't?
crush ever.
Kelly.
I remember when they made shirts at Urban
Target.
Outfitters.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
okay,
Target?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it might
they-
have been
they both.
Both. Yeah, I think both.
I remember
yeah.
those were flying off the shelf, and I remember seeing everybody wearing those shirts.
I definitely had one or two.
Oh, Kelly Kapowski, you're the one.
Oh,
With that in mind, that about wraps up our time. Our journey is coming to an end. But before we end, we actually want to do a quote of the day, which we're hoping to do every week. Did anyone prepare a quote of the day?
No,
We're talking about Mighty Ducks. I got one off the dome.
I was trying really hard to think of a good
There
money.
you go.
All right. Today's quote of the day. And when the wind blows hard and the skies are black, ducks fly together.
Ducks fly together.
And when the roosters are crowing and the cows are spinning circles in the pasture, ducks fly
Ducks
together.
fly together.
Dogs fly together.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
Good choice.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, all the fun social handles out there. You can find us at The Average Nerd Pod. Hopefully, we'll be having a few more episodes later on in the future. But until next time, see you, nerds.